Hi guys, welcome back to episode 7 of the GenZ podcast with me, Danica Tamsin. So today I'm joined with a returning guest, Ebony.
Hi guys.
Welcome. A lot's changed since you last was here.
It sure has.
Very comfortable, so just sit down, gonna have a chat.
Yeah.
So I feel like the only place where we can start today is discussing the shows that have came out this week. Are you a big movie watcher?
I am actually, yeah.
Yeah, so you enjoy movies?
Yeah, definitely.
So Coming to America 2 came out last night. Well, it was on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday morning.
And no, Friday night.
Did it premiere at 12?
Yeah, 12 on Friday night. Did you like the first one?
I did actually, yeah. Much better than this one here. I'm quite disappointed with it, to be honest.
Really?
Can't lie. Very disappointed.
What's your relationship with the first one?
I mean, I'm not... I watched it here and there, but I haven't really watched it. But what I remember is, like, you know, Eddie being a young man, young prince, going into America, trying his true love, blah, blah, blah. The show that I saw yesterday night didn't really... To me, it didn't really gel with the first one.
Yeah.
I don't know if they left it too much, because it's been 3 decades since the first one came out, so I don't know if they left it too long and it sizzled out, but I just wasn't getting the same vibe that I was getting from the first game.
But I feel like the first one was so good that it's very hard to, like...
Top it.
Yeah, so people were always going to be disappointed. I could have charged that for free, that people wouldn't have liked it when it came out. But I feel like for today and what the best of what they could have done, it was okay.
Oh yeah, I still found humour out of him. It was kind of comical to me. Obviously,
Yeah.
Eddie's funny man, comedian guy, but yeah.
Was it like a hard watch, do you think?
No,
Because I feel like that. I feel like it was very, like, digestible. You can watch it in the background. But I definitely am not rushing to put it on again. But my brother, who's behind the camera, he actually hates it. Mark, why do you hate the show?
I just didn't like it. I just think that it was a cash grab. And the relationship that I've got with the first one is, you know, because the first one came out in 1988. I was born in 87 and I started watching it by about 97, and for me it was like a staple in my childhood. I thought this was a cash grab and it was something rushed. If it was a standalone movie, it would have been okay, but as a sequel to the first one, it was terrible. It was just rammed with celebrity appearances, and
oh yes,
they done a lot of singing and musical stuff to make the runtime longer.
But don't you think they sort of stepped back from the whole celebrity thing? Because, like, Tiana Taylor wasn't a main character. Like, the son, was like a Stroud. I've never seen that actor in my life. The daughters, I've never seen them. So I feel like they tried to, like, not do that and have, like, celebrity cameos with, like, Tracy Morgan, Tiana Taylor. But
now, Tracy Morgan had a role.
But yeah, but they weren't main roles. Like, it wasn't like they just threw in famous people here, there and everywhere. Like, the main cast was very, like, unknown, and they could be famous, but I've never heard of them before.
It was a cash grab, Danica, and basically I would just say that it was made in a way that it looked cheap. Besides the outfits, and I love the outfits and I love the hairstyles.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it was rushed. I think it's quite simple, really. The premise for a sequel, all they had to do is say that Lisa and Akeem had a son that we didn't see in the 33 years because there was no movie, and he was going through what Akeem went through in the first movie.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, so he could have been going back to America to find the love interest, but instead they come with a story that ain't true.
Yeah.
Because Akeem was sold to us in the first one as a man who is full of integrity. He's moralistically intact. He wouldn't have slept with no woman.
Innocent.
He wouldn't have.
I think
And they made out like he was raped too.
Yeah.
I didn't like
There was
that.
some
Bad
parts,
view.
like, especially there was one where Leslie was in the bath. And I said that was just for, like, it's a bit, like, uncomfortable to watch.
It was the one when the boy's mum as well, she was in the big bathtub,
Yeah,
and then the man was
that's-
down on her, and I didn't really get what that whole message was trying to
It made me
portray.
feel a bit uncomfortable, but I definitely think in 2021 you have to, like, push a form of a message in a film. So they try to push, like, the feminist message, like,
Oh, yeah, from the-
a woman should be able to lead the country.
Yeah.
Like, women, like, so they try to do it from that angle. Like, you know, when they were talking about how the woman couldn't open up the business.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoiler alert. Do you know how?
Everyone
Must watch it now.
It's
the weekend
Monday. Everybody should have watched
Yeah.
it. But what do you call it? When she was like, she can't open up a business because
yeah.
of it. Wow. I feel
This
like
day and age,
forced it, because I feel like they're so nervous to get it politically incorrect. So every like politically incorrect joke that was made, they made sure to be like, oh my gosh, you can't say that. You can't say that. You'll get kind of like, no.
No, but even with that though, Danica, yeah, that part where she said that lady who was trying to open up the business, that whole storyline was rushed.
Yeah,
where her and the boy fell in love. Like it was like she'd done his hair a couple of times.
It was
and then,
three scenes, and they fell in love.
No,
yeah, it was like he'd done her hair a few times, and then at the wedding, he's like, "I want to be with you."
Yeah,
like just not realistic, man.
Because like, and I definitely feel like, you know what? Thinking about it more, I didn't love the film.
Yeah, I've seen faults now.
Yeah, like there was no opportunities where we got to like see the characters. Like I didn't fall in love with any characters in particular. Do you get what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
So, I don't know. It wasn't dreadful though. Like my brother's like, he really doesn't like it. But when I was younger, I actually know a lot of the first one off by heart. It's one of my favourite films.
Oh, there you go.
When it came on Netflix, I think I watched it over and over again. But like modernising films nowadays with the old vibe, I feel like it just definitely doesn't work.
It's wrong. That's 3 decades, you know, like deep it. There's a whole different kind of vibe. Yeah, going on. I also didn't like the fact that you see when for the whole of the movie the whole of the movie the daughter was, you know, oh dad, I want to be queen of the palace, whatever, and then towards the end that's when you're saying, oh yes, your brother can lead America and you can now lead Zamunda, like that's how it is. But that's why it was wrong. You kind of just like brush past her for the whole of the movie of her being, you know, emperor or whatever. To then say at the end, yeah, you can be it. Like, I feel like,
they never really had a journey with it. Where there wasn't really no journeys in the film, and then also the what do you call it? The death. Can we talk about that for a bit? What?
That was so weird.
James, I don't know what his name in the film is, but the king, the first king,
Jaffa.
How come he died like that?
That was so silly.
It was very like slapstick, like very like panto. Like, that it just didn't fit in the film. I was so baffed. I was like, so is he really dead or like?
It was silly, and it was really silly because one minute you see him in the bed and obviously he must be ill and whatnot. He's saying to his son, "You've got a son," blah blah blah. But then next minute you're planning your funeral and you're there alive in the funeral, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna die now, and then you die.
Was absolutely that. But I don't know whether I'm disconnected to it.
Yeah, I didn't rewatch it because I didn't understand that at all.
Did you get that?
Nah, I was struggling with that because I was watching it and I'm saying, when he was by the bed and something had happened, clearly we don't know what it was, and next thing we see him standing in the coffin and his eyes are open. So I'm like, why is his eyes open? Yeah. I'm like, is he dead or what's going on? I didn't know that a man could be alive at his own funeral.
This is what I'm saying. But maybe it's like a tradition. But they didn't like. I think they tried to like express like their whole traditions and how it's like built there, but they failed with that.
Cause I also thought that it was a death party, so it was him visualizing what his death would be like. I didn't expect him to die then and there, so I don't actually know what they were trying to portray.
I didn't get it.
For that scene there, so that was a bit messy.
But do you think the whole idea of like Wakanda and how people loved Black Panther, they thought that because they'd done the most with like Salt and Pepper and they had the best dancing scenes, it would be like, oh, people just gonna love it because it shows.
Well, that's homage. A trick. Well, let's be real, yeah. Them dance scenes and singing scenes are a trick, and I know this because Martin Lawrence made a film called Black Knight. Do you know that film?
Yeah.
All right, there's a movie called Black Knight. When he made Black Knight, when they finished the movie and they brought it to the production company, they looked at it and said, we don't like, it's too short. So he added in the dancing scene, which was like 9 minutes to make up the time. And ever since I heard that, I know that a lot of movies do it. So a lot of these films, if it's not a children's film, when they put those big old singing scenes in, it's usually to kill the runtime.
Wow.
But people get gassed when they see, like, when I seen Salt and Pepper, I was like, oh. But then, like, you look back and you say, was it needed?
The music was. I feel like the movie was based on a lot of music dancing as well. So maybe it was a case of they couldn't stretch the whole storyline as far as they wanted to. Yeah, that's what I'm getting now, because I do see there was a lot of like celebrities singing and whatnot. and dancing. I'm
Yeah,
just like,
and it seemed like somebody just could call up and be like, "Oh, I want to get involved."
Get
That was my
involved,
favourite film when I was
but
younger.
didn't Rick Ross do that though?
Yeah, didn't he have like an African accent and everything?
Yeah. No, but Rick Ross had said that he was meant to have more lines though.
So there you
So
go.
they've just cut. But what I didn't like is, you know, the Tiana Taylor.
Yeah.
They tried to recreate that hop on her leg and bark like a dog girl.
Yeah.
And I just think that, why did Tiana Taylor sign up for that?
Yeah.
Because I was like, look, you know, they tried to just live in the past.
Yeah.
For real.
Which
Do you
wasn't
think
good.
that the best thing to do with these films then is completely leave it alone or let it become like a new film? Like, how could they do it
Leave it
correctly?
alone?
Just leave it alone?
Yeah, it's had its years now.
Yeah.
I feel like if you did it in space 10, 15, it might be better. But 30 years, it's gone.
No. You gotta say it right, Ebony. 33 years.
33 years, guys.
So you gotta
Please.
look at it like this, just to put it in perspective. Yeah, it come out in 1988. I was born in 1987, and I didn't watch it until I was 10.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like, so you have to think, and I just think I'm just disappointed because it's one of my childhood memories watching that movie, and I feel like it should have been left alone.
Yeah.
But I feel like people always are constantly asking for sequels, but then when they give it to you, everybody hates them because people are like, "Oh, I'd love them to remake."
That is true.
And like every remake, to my knowledge, people are always underwhelmed. Like, did you watch Bad Boys 3?
Yeah, I did.
People hated that. So like people always ask for it, but are they really ready for it? Because they're only going to criticise it.
There's some things in life that should be left alone. And I think that films like Coming to America, Trading Places, Norbit, there's a few of them. There's certain films that there's no way for the story to go. Yeah. And the only way for that story to go was, it's 33 years later. 33 years later, you know, a lot can happen in that time. They should have focused on something else. The story that they came with was unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, like this woman raped him. It was just not.
And what did you think about the Leslie? What's her the
Leslie
mom?
Jones?
Yeah, her character.
I don't know. It was just giving really like ghetto vibes.
Yeah,
just
like,
ghetto vibes. But I know that's her as a person as well because she's a comedian.
She's like that in every film.
She's like that's her character. But I feel like I don't think it was great for this movie, to be honest.
Do you feel like it was a bit forced as well? Because Lisa, she was a girl from Queens and she was very like elegant.
Yeah, they were showing different people.
This girl was just like uncomfortable.
I'm gonna tell you how that happened, yeah. I'm gonna tell you why that happened. So basically, yeah, like you said, we're living in a time now. You can't speak about certain groups. We won't mention none of them, but there's some groups you can't speak about because you got to be politically correct. So I believe that to make up for this, they make more jokes about themselves. Yeah. So Leslie Jones is, if someone's writing a script and they say, we need someone who basically can visualize all the stereotypes about black women, call Leslie Jones or call Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah. True.
That's it. That's what. So like, although we're saying like it was politically correct, yes, it was against other groups. But when it comes to jokes about Africa and stuff like that, they didn't spare they didn't care then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to look at it like that.
But don't you think now in 2021 it is a little bit like insensitive to do a film about like this like mythical Africa land and like create stereotypes of African people?
It is, I do agree, but also I feel like people are just so happy with Black Panther and how that turned out in cinemas and how much views and whatever that got, that they're trying to still portray the kind of, you know, royalty and whatnot. Not say that's not royalty.
And I think the whole Black Panther is the reason what really like shotgun this thing off. If that makes sense.
No,
was it in production before?
Basically, I've been seeing this debate online that Zamunda, which is a fictional land, and Wakanda, which is a fictional land, they're saying Zamunda came before Wakanda. That ain't true. The Black Panther comics have been decades ago, before Coming to America. But I think that they tried to show more of Zamunda, and I was very disappointed with that because you could tell that it was just a a fake environment.
Almost definitely with the elephants and the lions just walking around. Like,
it was CGI. It was all CGI.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, was it
real?
Fair,
though, one where I have to give props to, the whole idea of McDowell's, I'll always laugh at that. Like, I think the McDowell's and the dad, that was the best part of the film, when they was talking about the McFlurry and how the difference is it's a McFlurry.
And they put the
I feel like that was a good little homage moment, like things like that. But I feel like the moments where it was quite weak was the actual storyline. Like the son, he could have actually not been in the film and the film still could have worked.
No, but all them things you're talking about with the McDowells, the vegan, basically what they've tried to do.
Oh, they put
they've tried to incorporate pop culture references.
Yeah.
So at today's world, what is everyone talking about? Veganism. Everyone's vegan, so it's like whoever's written the movie said we need to include to show the time.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is, back in them days, the reason why you had McDowell's is because McDonald's didn't want nothing to do with the film.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why they made McDowell's. But now I think McDonald's actually sponsored this film. They did. That's why they mentioned actual McDonald's products.
Okay.
But I don't know. I was very disappointed.
Even like with the Ciroc mention, there was a few like product placements.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, not in my good coming to America.
Some branding deals or something. Because
there was a part where she was like, are we going to take Ciroc shots?
Yes,
and then they had the Ciroc there. And I was thinking, nah, can we not hip like...
Whose things that? Is that Diddy's?
Diddy's, yeah. But it's not Diddy's, but Diddy's like endorses it. But yeah, did everybody see Behind Her Eyes?
A Netflix series, yes.
Yeah. So, let me get this out of the way first. When I first watched it, I was amazed. Like, because I was so shocked at the time. I was just like, everybody watch it. I was so shocked. Now I'm sitting down, I took a minute back. Is it as good as everybody's making out for it to be?
Personally, I don't think it was great. Yeah. I do not think it was great. I'm the type of person that will watch a series and I can kind of guess what's going on, what's like happening in the ending, and I guessed what was happening by probably the 4th episode, and there's only 6 episodes or 8 episodes.
Sorry,
there.
Spoiler alert.
If you haven't watched it, sorry guys. I'm sure everybody's watched it by now, but still. So yeah, I feel like I knew that I kind of, from when it was the one scene, the friend, the male friend who ended up becoming in her body and whatnot, he was in her house with her partner, and he gave him one look, and that look was like, it was like, oh, like I admire you, like I adore you, like I love you. And I was like, why is he looking at me like that? And then when he started doing the research about changing bodies and moving together, because it was him that gave it, I heard the idea.
Yeah.
I was like, he's up to something. And then when I'm seeing his body in the well, and she's, you know what I mean? It was kind of all like,
it's crazy how dumb you feel when you watch it for the second time.
Yeah.
Because I watched it when my mum and dad was watching it. And I was thinking it was so blatant that this was the man.
Yeah.
Like, everything had points, but I feel like I've clocked what movies, films, shows do. What they do is they introduce a whole new like supernatural idea. So when you're expecting a twist, it's going to be a complete twist because we didn't even know that was going on. So they're giving you clues that you're not even looking for.
That's true.
So I feel like it is good story writing, but people are gassing it up a little bit too much, because I've got my sister Kyra, who you lot will know. She can't get past episode 3 because the first 3 episodes are kind of boring.
Yeah.
Like, even you, Mark, you couldn't watch all of it.
I tried to watch it because there is a lot of gems on Netflix. Like I've watched The Stranger.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's
you watch Safe?
Nah.
Alright, so there's a lot of little like English series that are good. The last one I watched was Informer.
Yeah.
And that's decent. So I started to watch it, and I was getting into it, but I kept getting pulled away.
Yeah.
But I believe that with a lot of these series, what they do is they carry her, because the last episode of Behind the Eyes, the last 20 minutes gives everything away.
The last 20 minutes was the whole season.
That's literally it.
Yeah, they didn't let us know exactly what's going on, but I feel like there's a lot of things we can learn from that series. Like, sometimes you might have friends who, she really loved that guy. You know, Rob.
Yeah.
Louise really loved Rob. I mean,
Rob really loved David.
Adele really loved Rob.
Yeah.
As friends. And, you know, the movie, the series was throwing curveballs at us, because we were thinking, why is this Rob? Why do they keep showing us this Rob? Yeah. But then when I realized that, okay, something was fishy, is when he was like saying stuff like, I wish I had him, the girl's man. And from then I was saying, oh, you got a bit of red eye.
Yeah.
And then when I knew then this ain't straightforward.
Yeah.
So as it continued, you know, I said something's going on here. But I actually thought it was good. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
You see, the more I'm thinking of it, let me say this first. It does show that you can't let anybody into your house.
Oh, for real?
Because I've always been a big believer, but I've never had nothing to really back up my point.
Yeah.
But like, realistically, there's a reason why people say like, don't just welcome anybody into your house. Because like, even though in our culture we don't believe in like, you know, judge and stuff, but like a lot of cultures are heavily into like black magic and like people really are into this kind of stuff. So don't welcome any unwelcomes or anybody into your house. You don't know their intentions.
Also, did they not? I'm trying to figure out what was the building. Was they in a mental institute?
It was rehab.
Rehab. Oh, okay.
I didn't know what to heroin, and she was addicted to no, she had problems
from
the fire.
Yeah. Okay.
But one thing I'm a bit confused about is that she was painting on the wall.
Yeah.
But I thought she was the painter and he was the because she was like, I paint fire. So how did he paint the forest?
That makes sense.
Oh, okay.
You know
Yes, it does. Yeah, because he was in the body. Yeah.
So how was he so good at painting the forest? But like, I love films where you have to go back and watch YouTube, like clips
conspiracy theories and whatnot afterwards.
That's why Shutter Island is one of my favourite films ever.
I'm yet to watch that.
Watch everybody, let's do it together. Let's all watch Shutter Island. Shutter Island's a great film.
Yeah, but Shutter Island, that movie, the outcome is depending on what the viewer wants to believe.
You think?
Oh, one of them ones.
Yeah, this is not me. The director says this. The outcome is what you want to believe. So do you want to believe that he was?
Don't.
Yeah. No, I mean it's an old film.
No, but like everybody hasn't watched it. I don't want it to be.
Yeah, but basically the outcome of the story, they're asking the viewer, what do you want to believe?
Yeah.
So it's about what you want to believe. If you want to continue,
it kind of is because it warps. I like film that warps reality. Like you don't know whether you're watching it through like a sane person's eyes or like those are like Gone Girl, like all suspense type of films really grab me. I'm that sort of person.
I'm definitely
But do you think some films are becoming so unexpected? Like the twist is becoming so unexpected, it's kind of predictable now. You're expecting the biggest twist unless it's great writing.
Yeah. No, yeah, I do believe that as well.
Because you're saying you was watching it in the headspace of thinking, oh, something's going to happen crazy.
No, I mean, watching that behind her eyes.
Yeah.
The girl, let's just say it straight, the girl brought a lot of that on herself.
Because the black girl?
The black girl was too fast. And the thing is, when I look at her, I'm like, all right, you know, things happen in life. I mean, it ain't ideal that you've had an affair with this man.
Yeah.
But once the man fired her, for me, you had already done too much at that point. But once the man fired her, you're done.
Yeah.
When that woman phoned you, you say, look, whatever you lot are gonna do, whatever, even if that woman was as crazy as a parrot, there's no way that I would be trying to save the man. But I guess what they're trying to say in the series is that Louise had fell in love with that man.
No, she had not. Like the thing is, I'm fed up with like them making out like it takes 2 minutes to fall in love, and then you're willing to put your life, because that's what she was doing. He told her the woman was a mad woman. Stay away from us.
She told her
she was willing to put her life on the line, run into a burning house with the soul thing for this like to be like a captain. So I was going to say captain, but that doesn't make sense. But to like play this superhero role, but she literally just got herself into the trouble.
Yeah.
Man, what was she going to do though?
This is what I'm saying.
I'm saying
Come
when
on,
she was.
save them.
Can I ask you two then? Because I don't know.
Yeah.
When she went to the burning house and she done that soul thing, what was she going to do? Go in the woman's body and do what?
Run out. She was going to go into the woman's body and then try and come out.
So where was the woman's soul going to be?
In the air, I think. I don't know.
So she thought the woman's soul wasn't around?
I don't know. I didn't know. I think that she wasn't aware that the woman was on heroin that freezes your body.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So she's went in, So the woman's like paralysed. She can't move. So she's done that because she knew that Louise was going to do that.
Yeah.
It was all done. Like, I hate watching stuff, and I always want to be on the side of the black woman, but that woman there just done it to herself.
Yeah,
oh real. My gosh.
For real.
She was too fast, and I think that the way she was already in a bad space when the series started.
Yeah.
Because she had been cheated on. The boyfriend her ex-husband had moved on, woman pregnant, going to France, and I think she was in a space where she was vulnerable.
This is
so if it wasn't David, if it wasn't David, it would have been someone else.
The biggest loser in this is the little boy.
Oh, bless him.
Because the little boy has to live with this.
Yeah, and he knew from the get-go. As soon as she come to the door, he's like, "That's not my mum. What's wrong with her?"
Is there going to be a season 2?
It's not been announced yet, but
could you imagine a season? I can't see what else there is to say.
Right.
Or
is the man living with
their soul's in the air, innit?
That's what I'm saying. So did you? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Did you see the part where the pigeon was and the soul was?
Oh, so the pigeon.
So I think she's still alive,
lingering.
Yeah, lingering in like I don't know animals.
Do you like films that leave you on cliffhangers like that? Because I don't
really.
like it. It unsettles me.
You know what that reminded me of? It reminded me of no, not Gone. It's nothing like Gone Girl.
It is because in Gone Girl, he has to make out like they're happy, and she says she's pregnant, and then now they're living. But he's living with a mad woman.
That movie reminded me of Get Out. The way how they can change bodies.
Oh yeah.
So it was a mix between Get Out, and it's funny that I'm going to say this, but Us, which is the same director, Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Because in Us, the black mom, Lupita, remember the same thing happens, and at the end, you don't know if it's the doppelganger or her. So that's I can tell that whoever put that series together was inspired by Us and Get Out.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but I think it was solid. When I watched it the whole way through in one day, and I think Louise, she was a likable character, but she was too Ina.
Yeah,
that's what we'd say.
Whilst you're watching it, you don't see what she's doing wrong. Like, because whilst I was watching it, I was like, oh,
but for her, like her support. Because I always thought the man was the domestic, like he was abusive, and he didn't, you know what I mean. But it was the other way around.
But I think, I don't know, when the films end on that kind of note in series, it kind of makes you think like, oh, you should have just finished it off properly.
Yeah.
Like, do it clean cut.
I feel like that's the same with, I don't know how long it was for when they did 13 Reasons. Is it 13 Reasons Why?
I stopped watching that.
Yeah, but I feel I left it a bit, I don't know if it was like a big gap or whatever, like 2 or 3 years, whatever. But I feel like I could only watch the first series, I couldn't watch the second one because it was kind of like, I was over it.
This is what I'm saying, like if you leave it too messy.
I just think it was... It really emphasized bad mind.
It did.
Because the white boy Rob was a hater, and he hated Adele. He went to the manor, and you could see that he was just envious.
Oh yeah.
He was a thief. He was a drug user, and he was envious at everything Adele had. So the only thing I take from that is sometimes in life, people don't wish you well. And when people don't wish you well, they'll do whatever it takes. Because in one breath, he said he loved her. Then in the next breath, he was killing her.
Yeah. And where else I realised that like I was missing something about him? Everybody who described him as this horrible guy. Only Adele described him as this lovely guy.
Yeah.
So that shows that like... Clearly, we had a warped perception of him from the start. Because you think about it, when the guy was like, she called up the sister was like, it was a horrible piece of work. That guy was disgusting.
Yeah.
I was like, he seems like a lovely lad to me. So, I don't know. It's right, though. People are bad-minded. You really have to watch who you let in your space and who you're around.
David, I think the character David, for me...
I haven't even spoken about him.
David was too... forgiving of the situation. He was very weak, yes. Because when I look at David, I'm like, no one's holding me to ransom like that. Yeah. I'll take my chances in court.
Yeah.
Because I'll say, look, the man's a drug user. He's come there and he jumped into that thing. I don't care if my watch is down there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Prove that I threw him down there. Because although that there is a lot of injustices, this ain't a black man that threw him down there.
Yeah.
True. They would have looked at David and said, all right, that's a white boy, lower class, who's a drug user. David really had no reason, but they were trying to make us believe as the audience that David had some type of
secret.
When he didn't.
Yeah.
He never, at the end, we realised that what were you waiting for? And the whole premise of what they were trying to say he was waiting for is that his watch went down the well with Rob. But there's just no way, you know, a man like that who's stubborn like that and aggressive like that would have been waiting around. Especially how he had fell in love with Louise by that point.
I think with David, it kind of was like he was a lost character.
He was a lost character.
At the start, he looked like he was probably the one who looked like he was in
The
most
main-
control.
yeah.
Like he was controlling. But he was actually the one who was the most out of control in the whole show.
For real?
But what else was I going to say about Rob? Yeah, my mind's gone blank. But yeah, overall, it was a decent show. It was a decent watch. But I think that when somebody, I feel like I've been gassing it up so much. When people are watching it, they're feeling a bit underwhelmed.
Yeah.
So I allow people to make their own judgment from it.
For real.
So out of, like, did you enjoy it? Would you
No, I
recommend
did enjoy it. The thing is, I say, and I've been saying it since I watched it, because I watched it in the space of a day, because it was only this quick thing. I've always said that I'd only recommend it for the last episode or the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend watching the whole thing and, you know, whatever. Obviously, you've got to watch the whole thing for a series, but I wouldn't recommend it myself.
The whole thing definitely dragged.
The storyline, not storyline, the story message of Envy and Badmine is clear, and if you get it, you get it. But other than that, I don't really think it was anything amazing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was more so when I watch stuff like that, I'm looking for the message.
Message, yeah, the
and
meaning.
although I understand Bad Mind very well, when I looked at that, I just said, this is some different kind of bad mind where a man's actually in your house cooking for you.
This is what
You know,
I'm
and he's
saying.
once a
Plotting to
man.
kill ya,
He's
yeah.
like, it's just, you see in life, you have to be able to listen to people tell you who they are, you know,
Yeah,
before you
believe
even,
them.
because when he's like, your man's perfect. And I'll be saying, why are you watching my man for? If I was that girl, I'll be like, why are you watching my man? But then when he's like swap bodies, if that girl would have been on her...
Clued up.
Yeah, if she would have been clued up, like you said, she would have been able to know, hold on a second, I ain't swapping bodies with this man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't swapping bodies with this man.
But she wasn't aware of her privilege. Like, that life was normal to her, so she wouldn't understand why people would want it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, she was very, like... She was very humble. Like, the original Adele, she seemed like a lovely girl. Like, she didn't know that she was in this great position. Do you know,
That's
like,
true.
when he was walking around the house, like, look at your house. She really just thought, that's my life, that's normal.
Yeah.
Because even when she was in the rehab, she signed her house over to David as well.
Yeah.
So even that,
like,
itself,
she was very open, very confident.
Yeah.
But yes, I do want to... I don't know why I said it like that. But, yeah. Another topic I wanted to talk about is age gaps in relationships. So it's more sprung from, like, seeing the Chloe Ferry and Wayne Lineker, and then I've seen, like, the guy from B2K. His girlfriend's like 19.
Oh gosh.
Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Like, I've seen a lot of big age gaps in relationships, and I've kind of wanted to more like talk about it a little bit more, because do we think it's an issue? Like, is it an issue like that's going on?
To be honest, obviously I feel like an age gap's an issue, but I think it's just boils down to the person themselves. Me, I couldn't date. I couldn't imagine dating somebody like, 20 years older than me.
Yeah.
That's just not my thing, but some people like them old and some people like them young. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a wishy-washy.
What age does it become completely unacceptable? Like, so would you say like a...
You mean what gap?
Yeah,
gap.
like, so like, where does it become unacceptable? Because I think we all can agree, like a 15-year-old and a 21-year-old, that's wrong.
Yeah.
But then when it goes to like 20, is 20 and 30 wrong? Like, where does it become unacceptable?
I think the gap, once an individual's over 25, the gaps you're talking about ain't bad. So if someone's 25 and someone's 35, that's not bad.
Yeah.
But I think if you're 25 and someone's 50, that's bad.
Yeah.
Because the whole point, there's no mistakes in this life. We're born at a certain time. We enter this realm of earth at a certain time for a reason. There's many people that are born with us within the years we've been born. Once you get to 50, you got more life behind than in front.
For sure.
So I think it's quite selfish for a 50-year-old to want to date a 25-year-old, because if it's just a bit of fun where a woman might be sleeping with a 50-year-old, on a, you know, for an amount of time, it's not a serious relationship, that's different. Yeah. But if it's a relationship where you're planning on getting married and all that stuff, then no, I gotta disagree, because if you're planning on getting married, you know, and I'm 50 and you're 25, when you're 50, I'm long gone.
Yeah.
So for me, you know what I mean? So, well, not really, I'm not gonna be long gone, but when I'm starting to go into my second boy stage, you know, they said twice a child, once a man, twice a child. When I start going into my second child stage and having issues and health problems and you know, losing my hair and getting crinkly and I can't even get the thing to stand up good. When I get to that stage, I don't want no 25-year-old.
Yeah. So, do you know what though? I think that some women look at it as a waiting game though. Because say if I now get with an 80-year-old, yes, he might take 10 of my prime years away, but I'm not getting with just any 80-year-old. It will have to be an 80-year-old who's exceptional, very financially stable. So I'm saying some women may enter it thinking, do you know what, he's gonna die soon, and
the money grabbing thing as well.
I can get some money, like I can get his will, like because I like you know how much stories I've heard of like old men leaving their whole life,
their will,
to these,
not to their kids or their family members, to their partner,
to this like partner that they met in the Met 6 months, the last 2 years.
Yeah, but that's just some gold digger though.
I'm saying like that's why I think that's where the age gap. That's where it becomes a little bit, that's an issue as well. Because some women are really waiting for their partners to die out.
Yeah, but that is few and far between, because, you know, really it's prostitution. It's another form of prostitution. Because if you're lying down with someone that makes you sick, like if you're lying down with a man who you're not feeling, he don't make you feel good in the sense of you're not attracted to that man. Why do that to yourself?
But it's for the bigger gain. I'm saying.
Yeah, well, remember, a man can live to 100, you know. So you might have a man, you know, and you'll think you're just taking money and all that, but he might live to. Remember, there's a lot of people who just have been alive forever.
I just think that though, right now. So me, say about 30, I don't understand what form of conversation, what I could have with an 8-year-old. Even now, so I couldn't imagine being with somebody who's 30 odd, because what we're going to talk about, what do we have in common, like, and I feel like it is a big power trip. Like a lot of men go out with younger women because they know that the woman look up to them as like an authoritative figure, so they feel like they've got some form of control over the relationship. And you can often find that like young girls, they'll be like, oh yeah, like I want like a 30-year-old man or whatever, but the only reason why they're saying that is like they're still quite naive and young.
For real, yeah, I do agree with that as well. I don't know if it is, but sometimes could it be based on like daddy issues as well?
Yeah,
I feel like that's a tough topic, but like daddy issues, I feel like some girls just want the older man just for that kind of, you know, I don't know,
like a father vibe.
The need for like just like, you know, love or hugging or whatever kind of thing.
Yeah, because I don't ever want to be put in a position where I'm feeling insecure, and like I know me and somebody who's 30 plus or whatever, they're going to be aiming towards different things in life.
Most definitely.
So you're aiming towards like getting a house,
settling down,
like,
having marriage, kids.
Like I'm still
trying to live
my life. Let's go now.
Tomorrow.
I'm still
That's
very
what I'm
like
on as well.
young, so like, and I feel like what Mark said, like it's actually taking somebody's youth away from them.
Yeah, it
being
is.
with an old person.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, but if the gap, if I'm 50 and you're 25, every day we're aging every day. Every day you get up, you're aging. So if I'm 50 and you're 25, the older I get, I'm just getting closer to the end.
Yeah.
But you're not at that stage in your journey yet.
Yeah.
So for me, ideally, I want someone around that age. So whether it's a 5-year give or take, whether it might be 5 years younger, 5 years older, I want someone who's at the same stage in life. I don't want somebody who's at an adolescent stage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just don't understand what
do you do with...
There's clearly no progression in the relationship you want.
Yeah.
And like, say if you had a friend, Mark, and all your friends bringing in always talking about 18-year-old girls at them at Carnival or somewhere crazy like that, wouldn't you be like...
what do you
exactly?
Do you know what's there to do?
Exactly. Like, what are you doing? Wouldn't you like question it?
Nah, a man couldn't bring an 18-year-old around me.
Nah.
I mean, it must be flattering that an 18-year-old finds a man in my age group attractive.
No, it's not.
No. If an 18-year-old was like, they fancied me, I would be flattered that you fancied me, but it wouldn't go no further than that.
Why would the thing is
because
that's normal?
Because they're young in it. So what? Usually, once a man, you just look at a man as a big man.
Nah, should I tell you why? I feel like all girls or everybody I know. No, I can't speak for everybody, but like people go out with older people. Girls go out with older. Men go out with younger. So this is another opinion that I have on this age gap thing. I feel like a lot of women who actually have a problem with it are older women who's looking around their peers and all their peers are looking at younger women, and then the men that are looking at them are like 40 odd. They don't want no like older man. They still want a man within their age range. But because they've say if I was like a 30-year-old woman and all the 30-year-old men I know are going for like 22, 23.
Okay,
I'm going to feel away. I'm going to be like, why is he going for these young girls? When like me, I've got a career, I'm like this. But then these men want these younger girls. It must be a little bit...
It's definitely a power trip now that you say that.
Yeah, like it's a bit like, why don't they want me? But then what people need to remember is when these 30-year-old women were younger, they were looking at older men as well. So like, I don't know. I have two minds on it. I think that stay out of grown people's business. If somebody
for real,
if somebody wants to go out with a 21-year-old, it's legal. It's consent. Let it happen.
Yeah.
No, I mean, again, there's a lot of men who want younger women for what they can use them for.
Yeah,
like whether to take out credit or, because that person's someone who's got an influential mind. Their mind can be influenced. So a lot of men use these younger women to do things for them, credit, loans, whatever it may be. So I'm not saying that's the sole reason why people do that. But I just think, there's enough girls within my age group. I just don't want or need nobody that young. See what I mean? Because what are you at, like 20, 21?
Yeah, 2021.
Baby to me compared to me.
This is what I'm saying. Like, and I know that right now, I can speak on myself. When I'm around older people, you do it naturally. You kind of conceal like how you really want to act. So I could imagine like if I was with a 35-year-old, I'm not going to want to make it very clear that I'm a 20-year-old girl. I would definitely want it to be like, I'm mature, don't worry. Wait, do you want red wine tonight? I would definitely feel like I would try and hide the real me to sort of like appease him, because I don't ever want somebody to feel like they're going out with a child. Like,
no, I hear that, but I always feel like with older men as well, when it comes to like, I don't know, situations, obviously if they have age on you as well, I feel like they always bring the whole, when you grow up or when you get older, you understand. Don't belittle me. That's not the right thing to do. But I also feel like older men, I can't really speak for women because I don't really know like older women to younger men ratio. I feel like it's more older men to
that's very few and far between.
I feel like they date younger girls because they're also low maintenance. Like a girl, not saying necessarily our age, but like about 18 to 24, they'd be happy with like cinnamon and Nando's. But girls, like ladies that are like 28 plus whatever, they're more like, I want a man that's gonna get me nice stuff, parade me out, do you want me out, do you know what I mean? So I feel like it's low maintenance that men don't like stress. And I feel like younger girls aren't really stressed.
What a 21-year-old girl would probably want is very easy to give them. Like, if, for example, do you know, like, when you're younger, they'll be like, I want a man who drives. Like, that's normal now. Like, if you that's very normal now because we're older. But, like, now, somebody who's our age would, like, use that on a 16, 17-year-old. Like, he drives. No, well, at his age, he should drive.
Like, yes. It's true, because even when I have people talking to me like, I drive. Well, I drive too. So what else have you got to offer me?
That's what I'm saying. So, like, when ages progress and people are younger, people like look up to different things that older people get normally, like houses, having cars, but these are things that people are supposed to have and it shouldn't be celebrated.
It shouldn't be celebrated.
But I don't think we should glamorise like going out with old men though.
No, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I think we should actually normalise going out, because I definitely do hear a lot of people say, I would never go out with a person my age. Like, are you crazy?
But why not though?
But why not? I don't understand.
I don't really know
the
what
issue with that.
That's true.
Yeah, it is. It is a bit of like a tricky topic, because even my mum, I was speaking to my mum last night, and I said, "Oh, so like if I brought home somebody who's like the same age as my brother, you wouldn't?" And she was like, "No, like as long as you." And her point was, men mature a lot later than women.
They do.
But I don't actually agree with that, because think about it. Look how grown we thought we were when we were 16. Like, just think of it. Throw back to when we were 16. Think of our headspace. We really thought we were big women, like in our head. And now you look at these little year 11 schoolgirls, and you actually cringe. You kind of like.
And that's why, but I always think to myself, we was the last, our generation, like 2011, 2016 school. I think we was the last of not the greatest, but you know, like I feel like the people that are in school now. I can't compare us, because I don't think us in school, because we went to school together, primary school and secondary school, guys.
Oh, well.
11 years strong, anyway. Yeah, I feel like I can't look at the girls now and say I was like that in school. So I don't believe I was like that in school.
But you was.
No, I was
like,
not.
I think that I've always had like sort of an older headset.
That's what I
did. You know what? Funny you say this, because I wanted to talk about the topic of maturity a lot. Because when I was younger, I've always been told I've been really mature. But I look back, and I really wasn't. I remember doing little dance videos at school and not saying
but you're still a child.
I know, but I feel like when I was younger, I really thought I could be on par with a 22-year-old. Because even now, I look at my age and I think like I've still got a lot of growing to do.
So do I.
Like, I've started to sort of live in my age. Like, I used to be very insecure, like in the sense of immature where? Like, I used to want to act older. Now I've made a point of living in the moment in the age that I'm in.
I think that's when it hit me, when I was like 18, 19. No, probably 19 actually, 19, 20. It hit me, and I feel like I'm actually living in my age now as a 21-year-old. I'm doing 21-year-old things, and it makes more sense as a child. When I was a child, a teenager, and I was trying to portray myself as, I don't know, a big woman. It doesn't make sense, because that was definitely not how big women's go on. But
you're missing like the joy of the moment. Like when you can just. The thing is, I think I always say like, well, I'm young anyway, I can do what I want. Like, I always throw it back to that, because we still are very young, and you need to live in your youth, because trying to always like aim to be like, oh, I want to be 24, I want to be 30, I can't wait till I'm... You're missing the gems in the moment. Like,
that's true.
We're stress-free. Like, I know uni's stressful. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Enjoy the life that you're in now. And I used to like, say if somebody calls you immature, that is not a diss.
You know what, you're right by saying that. It's not a diss.
It's
really not. It's not. Because if I want to be immature, I can be immature.
Exactly. Like, just
I'm allowed to be.
Live how, and like, that's why I worry for young girls, because I don't want young girls to feel like they have to like act this life to like please a man. Like, just so it's like, oh yeah, well, my man's 25. That's fine. But then, do you know what? Truthfully, sometimes I look at like, this sounds a bit insulting, but like I look at some people and I say like, if you're 30 odd and you're going out with like a 19-year-old, 30-year-old women don't want you.
That's what I'm saying.
Aren't you a bit concerned that he's had to go that much
low,
age years down? Yeah. That like, I'm the sort of person you have to kind of get like, look at somebody and say, why don't people want to go out with this person? There's a reason for it.
There's reasons. No, definitely.
You might be the best woman ever, but there's a...
No, I'm trying to... No, I do understand where you're coming from. I do understand.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
So, where do you think you need, like, somebody else needs to intervene? So, say if, like, you seeing, like, me, where do you feel like you'd have to intervene and be like, Danica...
Are we talking about age gaps now?
This man's a bit too old, like... And
you're 2021 soon.
Like, you'll side-eye me and, like, have to sit down.
I can't lie, I'm saying, like, 28.
28?
I feel like 7 years, that's pushing it for me anyways, because I don't think I'll go that far. but I don't know. Like, what do you? Are you trying to say like 20 years or something?
I always look at things in my siblings' age groups.
That's what I'm saying.
So I see it like, okay, why would I bring home like Mark's peer?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
that would be strange. Or like, say if it was Kyra, her age group's fine.
That's what I'm saying with Diana as well, because 2 years.
That age group's fine. But soon as we're stepping into the like 30 plus, I feel like, first of all, people side-eye you as well. Like, I wouldn't want it to be like a conversation like, you see, didn't you come home?
Yeah, I don't like being judged, especially by like family members and stuff. Forget it.
Like, no, like, I don't ever want somebody to like influence me. That's another thing as well. I always like to feel like I've got some form of control.
Yeah.
If somebody's older than me, they're definitely going to play this like authoritative figure, which I'm not ready. Like, no.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear you. I definitely hear you on that one.
But yeah, any final words on that topic?
No, just guys, I'll just recommend you date within your age range. Like, that's it really.
Do you know what? I would say like, date who you want.
Oh yeah, of course.
Definitely look at it and think, is there an ulterior motive behind this man?
Yeah.
Is he trying to control me?
And it's a shame you got to think about that. If you're attracted to someone and you have a connection, whatever, you got to also think, could they be, a bad mind
exactly.
as well?
Could he be like, is it a track history? That's another thing. If all of your boyfriend's exes are teenagers and he like leaves them soon as they enter into the ages of 20, you have to think like there's a pattern going on here. Like,
what's that?
But a lot of men will like sleep with young girls. They're absolutely fine with that, but they won't go out. You know what? That's a whole different topic.
That's a whole different topic.
I'm not going to talk about that today. But yeah, lastly, right, Mark, how long have we been going? Oh yeah. Lastly, yeah, that went quick, didn't it? Lastly, I did want to talk about the Meghan Markle thing, not in too much depth,
okay?
Because the interview, we haven't seen the interview
no, it's not
yet.
to
it should be out tonight at 9:00 on ITV. Everybody watch it, because I'm actually quite excited to see.
Intrigued. I'm very intrigued. Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be like a big tell-all, or do you think she's going to actually hide a bit?
I still feel like she's going to hide a bit. I'm not going to lie, because I feel like from the trailer clips or whatever, I feel like they've been showing like the exciting parts, so when we get down to watching it, it's not going to be as informative as we believe it should be.
But Oprah's a wicked
interviewer. Oprah's a G.
Oprah a Gayle King. Oh, Gary, what's my man called?
Who?
I see his face in my head, but I forgot his name.
Oh, I know.
Gary King.
Yeah, yeah.
Them people there, top tier interviewers that can get out anything from anybody. But I feel like it might be all like publicised like it's going to be a tell-all, but I think it might be a bit underwhelming.
Yeah, I do believe that. I do believe that too.
Because think about it, the royal family's still the royal family.
I know.
Like they ain't gonna let that air if they're talking a whole heap of madness.
Yeah.
Like we're actually undermining how much power the royal family have.
I know. Oh God, that's a whole different topic to get into then.
But
the royals.
Do you think that she's asking for privacy but she's asking
for privacy, but she's still doing a lot in the media, and I'm trying to figure out. Obviously, I have no bad words to say about her, because I don't really research Meghan too tough. Like, I don't know what she's really on, but it seems like for a person that's trying to stay clear of the royal family and trying to live a separate life with her kids and whatever, you're doing a lot.
She's
right now
every day, and you said something in the car. I've never seen so much news stories about the royals. Queen.
I haven't seen,
And no diss to Meghan, but she does want this private life, but she's
screaming like, "Hello, I'm still here." Like,
I know,
you know what I mean?
Always doing tell-all interviews. I heard that they've got a Spotify podcast coming out soon.
Okay,
like literally, they're constantly doing things that is begging for media attention.
Yeah,
but my views on that is kind of like, everybody gets bad press. So I don't know. I don't want to discuss about like the racism part of it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I do believe that a lot of people get bad press, and at this point, she is kind of asking for just complete positive press. Because from my knowledge, like Diana got bad press, Kate Middleton got bad press.
Yeah.
Prince Andrew is a whole pedophile and a rapist. But like, a lot of them have had bad press before, so it makes me question, like, are we trying to force this racism narrative when it's actually like the press just may not like her.
Yeah. I think that's what it is as well. I think just because she's mixed. Is it mixed race? Can I say that?
She's mixed race. Yeah. She's
because
not black. She's not white. She's mixed race. Carry on.
Yeah,
Sorry.
because she is. I feel like they're pinching at this black side that's trying to get out. Oh, it's racist. Like she's black. It's not. I don't think it's that, me personally.
I don't think it's racism. I think it's very much so people don't like Americans in the UK.
Yeah.
I feel like they've ruined the monarchy, and there's definitely some corner of the earth, some man complaining about an unpurist being in the royal family. Like, you know, like the one drop, like she's got a drop of black. There is going to be people like that, so I don't want to undermine that. But I do think the majority of her don't like her like American kind of like celebrity lifestyle she's trying to force on the royal family. And like everything she's doing is kind of proving that she is very for this like celebrity lifestyle. And often I've been hearing this statement about the mystique of the monarchy, like it's meant to be like very unknown. You're not meant to know what goes behind closed doors. Like scandals are not meant to happen. So of course when Diana happened,
to this day I still don't know what happened to Diana like, really
exactly though. But because she brought so much scandal onto the royal family, the press hated her. Like, so I think that's that angle that people might hate her. I don't think it's right though, because I was doing some research and the way that they phrase things, anything when it comes about Meghan, it's so clear that they don't like her. But I do think we need to step back from it completely and think, do they not like her because she's got a bit of black in her, or do they not like her because of her actions? Because from my recall, right up until the wedding, the press actually really liked her. So I wonder what, I think it was when the whole thing happened with her dad, and
that's another side. I forgot about that.
Like when it all happened with her dad and her true colours. What happened with her dad? Her dad didn't attend the wedding, and her dad still hasn't met Prince Harry. She's sort of cut off her dad completely. So the dad went to the media as a form of outlet to say, look, I'm not this guy that they're portraying me to be.
Was that before she became like a royal when she met Harry? Did they have a bad relationship prior?
So this was like the whole run up to the wedding. So the father came out and sort of wanted to like say his side.
Sisters or brothers or something like that as well.
They all wanted. So I think that's where it all went sour. But the British media is known for being extremely snobby. So I do think there is that aspect of racism in there, but I have to look at what Meghan's actions as well. Meghan's actions hasn't shown to be as like clean cut as everybody's making it out to be. I don't know. I think sometimes I'm a bit too spectacle. Like everybody tells me to love Meghan, so then I have to think like, like is there a reason? But I think that Meghan, she is putting herself in a few positions that she doesn't need to be in.
That is true.
And Harry as well, having tea parties with James Corden on the boat, on top of a bus. Like,
oh, gosh.
Yeah, like, that is very, like, they want to be celebrities, and I feel like that is fine. Just say that. Just say
it's weird, though, isn't it? Because you come from royalty, if you don't want to be with royalty, and then you've, like, made yourself... I think they got some Disney deal for, like, being a voice over or whatever. I just thought like you're craving, like, I want fame, but I don't want it through
this is
the
what
royalty.
I'm saying. The royal family isn't meant to be celebrities. They're meant to be the people. I actually don't care about the monarchy, but they're meant to be, like, the people's family. Like... So they're meant to do, like, public service. Now, I feel like Meghan and Harry both are very, like, celebrity, like they want to be celebrities, and I feel like the Queen might disagree with that. But do you think that we should be trying to tear down the monarchy? Like we should try and come to an end to it? Like, because the thing is, the monarchy is hundreds of decades old. Like it's not so new. Of English tradition, like to have like a king, a queen. Now we're in like this era of like diversity and things must change. Do you think it's necessary?
I don't personally think it's necessary, but I don't know how other people would view it though. I don't think it's necessary myself. I feel like the monarchs should stay as how they are.
You think the Queen should just be able to do the Queen activities and not be
I
changed?
I don't really. Yeah, I feel like she's been queen most of her life. Like, why change now?
Yeah, like I don't think we need to like diversify it. I don't know. With me, I feel like white people really love the Queen. White people, not all white people, but a lot of white people really respect and like worship the monarchy. And I feel like just let them have that. Like
that's their little piece of history. Yeah, let them have it. You know what I mean?
I was reading through like a lot of Shade Room's comments and the Shade Bush comments.
Yeah.
And a lot of people's like sue them, tear them down, like expose them, really bring an end to this royal family.
Oh God.
But I never really looked at it like that. I just wanted to see like if it is racism, I want to like like I want it to be shown and like shown that, but I don't think it should be a thing of let's ruin what these people have.
Yeah,
I don't know, Mark, what do you think?
I agree with you. Just let them have the their royal family, and whoever supports them. But I want to wait until the interview comes out. I think they're building it up and it ain't going to be nothing controversial.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I don't think she's going to say all of like, and Meghan, it's not like Meghan hasn't done interviews before. Remember when she was pregnant, when she was talking about her mental health?
Yeah.
Like, she's had several interviews which she said stuff, but she didn't really say
it. Yeah.
So I feel like it might be just a big like, like people just want to dissect it.
Most definitely.
But do you know what? I think everybody, this isn't, you know what, I'm going to save that to my message too. So that brings me on to the last segment of the show, a message to. This is where we give a message to a person, an organisation, a thing, positive or negative. So Ebony, would you like to go first?
So mine was going to be a little bit negative, just to the traffic wardens out there. But more so in Leicester City. Can you just calm down, please? Just calm down. I live on a road that has pay and display parking and I can't get a permit. It takes me a while to get up in the morning. Just allow me that 2 hour in the morning and then I'll come downstairs and pay for it. Don't just slap me with a ticket every time you see my car. Like, just allow it. You know the car's there. Just leave the car there and let me be. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, traffic wardens.
Sorry, traffic wardens, like, they really did the most. And I don't even mean to be like, I feel like Leicester's the worst place ever to even drive, because as soon as you drive into the borough or whatever, you get hit with speed tickets. I had to do a speed. I wasn't even speeding. I'm not being. I was not speeding. I don't know how they got that. I was not speeding. I had to do a speed awareness test. I nearly got points. Like, just calm down, okay? Please, thank you.
They do the most those traffic wardens.
They do.
And you look so happy when they're putting tickets.
They love it. They never the little top hat and the little suit.
They look so proud of themselves.
It's horrible, but yeah.
Okay, so my message too is to people who feel like you have to think a certain way to be black. And the reason why I wanted to talk about it, I want to keep it quite short, but like I feel like Meghan's a key thing. Like, because you might not agree with Meghan 100% doesn't mean that you're anti-black. And nobody can tell me, who's a full black woman, black mother and father, that I'm anti-black. I may not have the same views as the general black population, e.g. the vaccinations, Meghan Markle. There's a few things like I may not believe with this, like the general, and you know what, it's not all black people, you know, it's just the loudest voices on social media.
Yeah.
But people make you feel like you're doing like a Candace Owens, or you're really being like against your race.
You're just open-minded.
Exactly. I'm very like, I look at things as a whole and through my own eyes. I don't like social media to make my mind up. Like, the more you like watch this show, you'll see that I come to conclusions myself. Like, online, people love Meghan Markle. I'm not saying I don't like her, but I don't get this train. And like, nobody's gonna make me feel like I'm anti-black because of that. And the reason why I said that is because, as I said, I've been looking through comments and stuff like that, and as soon as somebody talks against anything to do with black people, like the general black consensus, they get like shut down and acting like a raccoon and stuff. But I think you sort of like really creating just a closed-minded group of individuals doing that. But yeah, that is my message too. And yeah, that brings us to the end of the show. Did you enjoy it?
You know what? I always enjoy being on this sofa with you,
Pleasure, and you're welcome anytime.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me plug my things. Ebony's got a YouTube channel.
I do. Yep, that's Ebsxco. It's Ebsxco.
Yep, and she does a bunch of vlogs,
just random stuff,
fashion, Easter, everything. And yeah, follow me on all my social medias at Danica Tamsin, and then really subscribe, guys. We're really close to 100. Really close. Yeah. So if you could just subscribe, I would really appreciate it. And what do you call it? And follow my website, www.danicatamsin.com, which is like a hub of everything produced by me. I've got a lot more other video ideas coming out. I've got a lot more videos coming out. That's not just the podcast on the Danica Tamsin channel. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Have a great Monday. Bye.
See ya.